Arguably the best world championship we've ever had. From results, production, the crowd, it was insanity. But let me know your thoughts on the world championship as we recap the whole event, starting with the play-in, which was a new addition this year, which was a great addition. You'll see as we go further into the event, the main event, what teams in the play-ins did well. But we'll start here. We'll go quickly through this play-in. Rock makes it through the uppers here, making quick work of Gen G after beating Food, obviously, which makes Gen G drop to the lowers, you'll see. But they do make it through, knocking out Rebellion on the way, which was sad, but I mean, it's going to happen. Gen G looking good in here, and Rock looking good as well. Ninjas, though, looking like the favorites out of the play-ins. They looked really, really good. But the surprise was the team that they swept here, Virtus Pro, making it through the lowers, beating MIBR, and this series wasn't even close. Virtus Pro looked really, really good. I'm excited to see their future APAC on the uptrend. But let's get into the main event now, starting with Group A here. Some pretty crazy results here. Carmine going 3-0 against Virtus Pro as expected, but then losing to Ultimates, which happened at the Rally Major, which was super unexpected, but a similar fashion. Ultimates being able to counterattack, first killer going insane, and Chronic and LJ just being solid, which sent Carmine Corp to the lowers, which we'll talk about later. Obviously, GK losing to Ultimates in a sweep, which was a surprise. But Ultimates looking really, really good, which they always look really, really good in the beginning, so people were unsure if that would continue, but they do make it to the qualify through the uppers. Dignitas sweeping Team Rock here. People were excited for Team Rock after the play-in. They looked really, really good, but reality check as Dignitas is really well organized. Furia wildcard, one of the biggest upsets, probably the second biggest upset was the next one. Wildcard versus Dignitas. Dignitas getting swept. OCE looking good. Well, not OCE, but Wildcard looking really, really good. Looking like they belong. We'll talk more about them as we continue, but Wildcard of all teams qualify through the uppers. Let's get into the lowers now. Virtus Pro actually putting up a good showing against GK. They do take a game and honestly look like they belong to the rest of the series. Rock getting swept by Furia. Similar thing. People thought and predicted Rock to win this, but Furia looking better than they had in the last few months and making it through, but then getting swept by KC. KC is just better, although this was actually really close. This is a series I would recommend watching. It was fun with the crowd, and they were 1-goal games, but Furia just cannot close out games. Dignitas GK, this one hurt because I was rooting for Dignitas. I wanted them to win this. They almost reverse swept GK, but GK in the end denying that reverse sweep and qualifying through the lowers. Group B really quick. Falcons easily beating Gen G here. There was one overtime here where Gen G looked competitive, but Falcons just better, and then they beat Vitality 3-1. It was kind of close. There was some close games, but Falcons just better. Speaking of Vitality, though, they reverse sweep Space Station here, which was sad. And then there was some beef going on Twitter with Zen and the Space Station boys. It was pretty crazy and interesting for sure, as we're going to talk more about Vitality here in a little bit. But NRG Ninjas, this one was a close one. Ninjas putting up a good performance, looking like a deadly play-in team, which if you watch my videos or my shorts, I did say Ninjas in Pajamas are the play-in team that top teams fear, and it proved to be true as we get more into this event here. But let's talk about the rest of the uppers. Twisted, Secret. I predicted Secret here, and I was correct. Secret have proven time and time again that they can compete with the best teams, and Twisted Minds, honestly, looking like they just were on the downtrend after Rally. EWC wasn't so great, and neither was this event. But Energy made pretty quick work of Secret here. It wasn't particularly close. Energy looked comfortable, so Falcons Energy through the uppers. But the lowers of Group B was insane. Space Station beat Gen G, which was relatively expected. Space Station have been looking really, really good on LAN as of late. Ninjas Twisted was a close series. Ninjas did have to reverse sweep this. Just Oski, Radosin, and Nas picked it up. They look comfortable. They look like a unit, which is good because all season they just look like 3 individual players, but now they're putting it together, which caused them to win this. And then let's start with the uppers here. I thought Space Station could win this, and I was right if you look back at my last videos. But Space Station do beat Secret pretty comfortably as well. They were still close games, but SSG, fun team to watch. Go watch their games. It is enjoyable. Kofer can really, really take over games, which is exciting to see for North America. But Vitality Ninjas, you'll see a big upset here. Unfortunate for the Vitality fans that were in attendance. NIP beat Vitality. Radosin beats his former teammates, his former organization. Vitality just cannot get it together, guys. They, I'm assuming, are going to split here in the next few days now that Worlds is over. But just not a good fit. They can't make it work. They seem like they feel like they should be winning, and so whenever it's not going their way, they just shut down. Besides Zen. Zen is the only one really pulling for this team. But Monkey Moon and Exotic just can't get it together here. So that means SSG and Ninjas head to the playoffs. So this, we're just going to reveal the whole thing at once. Spoilers, I guess. This was insanity, guys. Man, I loved this World Championships. I honestly think it was the best one ever. But I don't know. I'm biased. The team I like won, but we'll get into it. We started off the day with SSG versus GK here. SSG play a very risky play style. I think Archie mentioned it in his post-game interview. And so really it was just GK capitalizing on SSG overcommitting and playing really, really close. SSG needed to commit more to shots. I feel like third man would be really close to the ball and then start shadowing, and he'd be last man back and GK would just shoot. So they do take a game. SSG still looking good, looking like a team that will be good in the future. But unfortunate news, Scribbles is retiring. And at first I thought he was joking, but it's true. I don't know. I guess he wants to focus on school. I don't really fully understand it. It's sad because he looked like an up-and-coming North American player. Not just up-and-coming, he's here now, right? Top 8 at Worlds. So pretty crazy there, but good showing from SSG. GK move on. KC NIP did go to 6. Any game with KC, guys, go watch because the crowd, obviously the KC Ultras, the blue wall is there cheering on their team, and it was awesome to see in this event. But KC, just a better team. NIP did put up a good showing, but that's the end for them. Uppers here, Falcons wildcard. We thought this one wouldn't be close, but actually they were all 1-goal games. Wildcard actually look like they belong here, which is really awesome to see. But Falcons, top 2 team in the world, right? And wildcard looking like a top 6 team in the world, but Falcons on another level. But I'm excited to see wildcard next season. Hopefully they continue this form. I think they will. They look confident in it now and look like it's something they can recreate, because they do, as we'll talk about more later. Ultimates NRG Game 7 Cinema. It was lots and lots of fun. NRG do come out with a win in, I believe it was Game 7 overtime. I'm uncertain about that. Someone correct me if I'm wrong. But Ultimates looking really, really good. But NRG looked like they were getting back into form. They looked really, really good. This looked like a matchup where they both were familiar with each other, which is why it went to Game 7. But let's get into Championship Sunday. Ultimates Carmine. People thought Carmine would potentially lose this because Ultimates at this point in time were 2-1 against KC. But something about Championship Sunday and Ultimates versus KC. KC just pick it up, and it wasn't even close, guys. It wasn't that interesting of a series, in my opinion. I think Ultimates scored literally like 2 goals total. It was kind of sad. I was really hoping Ultimates would go far. And when they're looking good, they look good. They look fun. It is enjoyable to watch this team, but unfortunately, didn't work out this time. But other lower match, Wildcard versus GK, also a series score that doesn't do it justice. This one was fun. Also, the KC Ultras and the rest of the crowd kind of picked Wildcard as their favorites. And so they were cheering them on like crazy. It was lots and lots of fun. And Wildcard really put up a fight. I think they were all 1-goal games. Maybe game 5 wasn't, I think. No, it was. But Wildcard looks so good, guys. I'm so excited for them next season. I hope they continue this form. GK just have a little bit of a skill diff here, and we're able to squeeze out the wins in each game. They know how to finish each game, and Wildcard is still figuring that out, but I think they will if they continue on this trend. But let's get into the semi-finals here. If you didn't watch Falcons KC, one of the best series of the day. Falcons KC both playing super well. What plagued KC in game 6 was some just pure misses. There was some multiple bar down and out side post misses, and it was unfortunate. They were really close to tying it up, and then they just couldn't. And so that's where KC goes out. That's the last of the French players out of the event, but credit to the crowd who's still sticking in it. They stayed for the rest of the event, which we'll get into, but it was lots of fun that they stayed and still supported the rest of the teams, which honestly I was uncertain of before the event. I thought maybe the blue wall might have lots of people leaving, but it was still good the rest of the time. NRG versus GK. NRG ended up being the crowd's favorite because I don't really know why, to be honest. I think they just don't like Englishmen. But NRG, easy 4-0 sweep of GK. GK wasn't even really playing bad. They weren't playing their best, but NRG looked in form. They looked connected. They looked like they knew how to play the game again to the same level that they did last year. And it was lots of fun to watch, guys. It was a 4-0 sweep, but maybe go watch that to just see NRG play really well. But if you want to see them play at their best, watch the finals here. NRG versus Falcons. NRG coming out on top, which I'm going to be honest, I wanted NRG to win. I didn't think they would, because Falcons looked unstoppable after that Carmine Corp series. They looked like the favorites, and they were the favorites going into the finals here. But NRG finding another level. Falcons did play good. They got a little nervous at certain points. I'd say after going down 2 games, I think they were unconfident, but they still played well. It wasn't like last year where they lost multiple finals because of nerves. This year they were nervous, still played really well, but NRG played super well. If you want to see a peaking NRG, maybe not peaking, but a comfortable NRG, a confident NRG who've been there, done that. They've lost this before, and so they came in knowing how to do it, and they did it. They finished the job. NRG on top. Atomic's first Worlds win after now 3 attempts, so he's 1 out of 3, which is awesome. Beast Mode and Daniel first Worlds win. Pretty amazing for them. I'm excited for them. Obviously, I'm a G2 fan. I wish it was still the G2 org. I think they deserve it, but it's good to see North America back on top. I think it's been 6 years since North America won, and they're back on top maybe. After this crazy up and downs of North America this year, it is awesome to see NRG win, especially NRG struggles throughout the year. It's cool to see them validated in the end of the season, winning Worlds. They're now definitely the best team in the world this year. So super awesome to see. As for the 1v1, it was Nupo versus Moxie. Moxie's just nervous, man. I mean, Nupo is super good, and once he gets momentum, it is really hard to stop him. He's gonna keep hitting you with that aerial attack. and he's going to be fast, and he's going to be right on top of you all the time. And Moxie took game one. He looked comfortable in game one, and then he just seemed to lose it. Flicks were gone. He was panicking quite often. Unfortunate for Moxie, the Frenchman couldn't win, but still good showing from them. It was fun to watch. But let me know your guys' thoughts on the event. I thought it was super fun. I thought production was really good. There was lots of announcements at this event before the finals about the next season, about RLCS 2026. I'll make another video on those things. But subscribe, like, comment, let me know your thoughts. I will keep you up to date on everything RLCS, and I will see all of y'all in the next video.